Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Now, I'm sure you guys knew this one was coming, so today we're going to be talking about Slender Man. My relationship with this film is I rented this when it first came out because this is one of the ones that I actually didn't listen to people. I wanted to watch it for myself and make up my own mind because I was always fascinated by this character. Now, I didn't read the creepypasta, but I did watch the Dateline story, the true story about how these two girls killed another girl because they worshipped um, Slender Man. And that was really creepy. So I wanted to see what this movie was all about. I rented it. I didn't understand why, of course, once again, people were saying that this was the worst movie ever made. I definitely didn't see that. Now, while this is not my favorite movie that I've seen regarding Slender Man, I did like this one quite a bit. And I bought the Blu ray, and I'll be honest, I bought it when it went down in price. And I suggested it to Joe. He picked it up, and we decided to do it for Positive Spin. This, after all, is one of the most hated movies ever. And if you don't believe me, look at some of the reviews on IMDb. People consider this one of the 50 worst movies ever made. And I really disagree with that. I can understand if it's not your cup of tea, but this movie has a lot of quality to it. And it's made extremely well. So let's put a positive spin on Slender Man. Now, right from the beginning of the film, I like the girls' dynamic. They actually seem like they're friends, and they do what friends do and what girls do. I was kind of surprised that they were looking at porn on the video, and I mean, I'm not sure if that's really what girls do, but I just thought it was interesting. They were all giggling and laughing, and it just seemed like they were just a tight knit group of friends. I also like that they get to this point. The one girl has already researched this and gets to the point where they go to summon Slender Man. Because I always think that that's cool. You obviously have a choice. Of course, if you decide not to, you have no movie. But they do decide to summon him, and I thought it was interesting how they summoned Slender Man. Now, this is something that Joe and I talked about. This reminded me a little bit of The Ring because of the video. And I don't understand why The Ring was so praised for its time, and Slender Man was extremely hated on. And it seems like a lot of people feel that The Ring and The Grudge, especially the American versions of them, are kind of a joke now. I don't get it. Fickle, fickle public. With that being said, I think the video is relatively creepy, which you do see of it. And some of it you see through the girl's eyes, which I thought was a nice touch as far as like filming. The use of light and color in this movie, I think, is spot on. And there are spots in this film, parts in this film, that are very dark and are a little hard to see what's going on. Usually, I am not in favor of a movie where you can't see what's going on, but in this, it seems realistic because they're out in the woods with flashlights. And while it was a little hard to see, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to drum up this atmosphere and the suspense and not exactly feeling comfortable in your surroundings, especially the viewer. The sightings are cool when they look it up on the computer of Slender Man. And I believe that they're probably a lot of the same sightings that, that I've seen on Dateline or this, that, or the other thing, or looking it up for myself. I love the atmosphere in the forest, just like I said before, with the darkness and just the suspense and the uncomfortableness. That's what it's to me. That's what it's supposed to be, even though it's a little hard to see at times. I like that the kids work together in order to try and get the first friend that's kidnapped to try to get her back. I think that the Slender Man looks pretty cool, and it's actually played by a real person. Some of it I thought was computerized, and I'm sure to some degree it probably is. But one of the things I found interesting was I think that that fits along with you're not really sure what you're seeing. And even the sightings that are on the computers and everything like that, whether they're artist renderings or actual, what they say is confirmed sightings, you're not really sure what you're looking at. And I think that that's pretty cool. I liked how I think they actually did that on purpose. I could be wrong, but to me, it kind of works. This has good suspense, like I said, in the woods and the friends trying to find their other friends. When Slender Man gets Chloe, that is, in my opinion, nightmare fuel. When he's standing in the corner and he grabs her, it's pretty creepy. I like that Slender Man is always around. Now, if you would have asked me before I watched it this time, because it had been a while, if Slender Man's in the movie a lot, I would have probably said no. And granted, he's not in it that much, but he was in it a lot more than I remember, which I thought was cool, and especially the way they showed him. I also like the distortion of reality, and I think that's an important one because that adds to the uncomfortableness of not only the person that it's happening to, but to the viewer as well. Like you're not really sure what's happening, and I'm really surprised more people didn't get that because I thought it was a really nice touch for the film. I like the mental illness aspect of it. You're also not sure if these girls are mentally ill, if it's mass hysteria, or if it's actually happening to them. I like that they threw that in there because that, of course, kind of goes along with the whole Dateline thing, or if it wasn't on Dateline, it was on something else. But the whole true story of the girls killing the other girl. This is a small one, but I like that the girl's boyfriend likes music. I think that that's cool. All the records and everything up there. I think that's a nice touch. And this movie definitely has some disturbing scenes towards the end and all the way through it. But all in all, I don't understand why this one gets the hate it does. I think it's a really well made quality horror movie. Even for PG-13, I think it has enough scares in order to kind of fit the bill. So I'm not really sure why people hate it. So check this one out, or don't. But don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin for Slender Man. Physical media matters. And until next time, peace.